let them kind of introduce their players real quick, their characters, and then we'll just do a brief recap. So we'll start off with Matt. So Matt, tell us who you're playing, buddy.
I am playing Arthur Haeckel. He is a young scientist and inventor. He used to work for Dracotech, but things went south there, and he had to run. And there were some shenanigans with his family, Dracotech, and all that. But more recently, we've been in contact with more Dracotech employees, and one of them recognized Arthur. So, yes. And we promptly kidnapped her. And Arthur doesn't know this, though.
Nope. So that's going to be on you to roleplay that out. So, that's pretty cool. Yeah. So, and so we're going to throw it over to, Shaun's got his mouth full. So we're going to throw it over to Brandon. Brandon, tell us who you're playing.
Oh, I'm playing Clint Burl. Still a fairly new addition to the group. He's going to be the pilot if we ever fly anywhere. So far, he's mostly been responsible for arranging the kidnapping of Arthur's friend and completely keeping it hidden. Yeah, so he's another guy that's on the run. He left the canning space from grueling life conditions with a number of guys, and we're kind of seeing where all that takes him.
Very cool. Okay. And let's see. And Shaun, tell us who you're playing today.
So I am playing Spencer Witt. He is the group's recent adult. He just turned 16, or age of majority. Basically, he's no longer has the young flaw, but he is the group's sidekick. So he joined the group as a stowaway on their ship, was quickly discovered, and has joined the crew, trying to make himself useful. His background: he is on the run from the Tanu Klapa, which is a intergalactic criminal organization who he used to work for. He was basically being exploited for his psychic powers. Long story short. And recently he's been helping kidnap Dracotech employees. So that's pretty much where he's at right now. And he's slightly inebriated because he now has a love affair with underage drinking. So
because we should totally be encouraging that on the stream. Maybe. Yeah. Is he still inebriated even after all that chaos?
I think he's still. Yeah. Until he sleeps it off, I think he's probably going to get some negatives.
Okay. All right. Cool.
So.
Okay. Sweet. All right. So
he's not an alcoholic. He doesn't know where his limits are.
Okay, sweet. All right, so why don't one of you guys jump in and do a brief recap for us while I send out some like stream alerts and that kind of stuff to let everybody know. So, all right, so someone handle the recap for us.
Hey, no, you should handle it because it was all your idea.
But I did it last time. All right, so
okay, well, yeah,
last time
I'll help you out.
It's up to you. I can do it. I mean, it was all combat anyways. So, no. So we finished killing the first set of mooks. Went down a hallway. He got trapped by Kona the fridge. He just would not die. With his 15 toughness.
Jeez. Believe it or not, it wasn't that high. Oh my god.
Well,
apparently,
it's
like what now?
And then he went berserk. Wasn't it 13? And then he went berserk for an extra +2.
You're right. It was 13, and then he went berserk. You're right. Then he got on. Yeah. Then he became unkillable. You're right.
But so yes, in order to rescue Arthur's friend, who was tragically kidnapped by this gang that we took on a job to eliminate, we and the Dracotech guys went to go fight them, and they ended up having a little bit of a drop on us in some tight corners. And with some rolls that went against us, it just about dropped both Shaun and myself right on the first before we could do anything. It made it kind of rough. But ultimately, we prevailed, particularly when the blades just came out of nowhere and shot them up pretty good. After that, we went into the final part of their lair, where I don't quite remember his name, Sato or something like that. The
Yeah,
leader
Sato
of the
Himura.
Sato Amaro, the leader of the kamikaze runners or whatever it is, had hidden up in the air duct and dropped a grenade, uh, thus taking down our Dracotech problem by 2 more people. Um, we ended up the session with him having an entire magazine unloaded into him, as Clint wanted to make sure that he didn't say anything. And most importantly of all, Arthur still doesn't know.
Okay, so I want to begin by saying that real quickly, Conan the King was built completely the way a player character we built, and you guys could make a character that tough, like probably like as a seasoned player. That's what's scary. Like not even veteran. So, and he wasn't even a wild card. So, but it's just like it just shows how the math can be kind of. But anyway, so we won't get caught up on that. So what is the plan for you guys out of character? Because I want to just have this brief discussion so I can know where to start the first scene. Okay, are you guys like wanting to end the Dracotech here and now, like before they leave the under levels of the Shiv when it's easiest and they're right here, or are you guys going to try to are you like what are your inner machinations about the Dracotech problem?
I think the biggest driving factor on the Dracotech problem was Cliff. So since Aston's not really here to drive it,
Yeah.
personally, Clint doesn't really care too much if they fly away or they follow through with the plans on somehow sabotaging the shuttle. If we do that, that would be more Arthur talking his way into the shuttle and doing something. And since they are down to just one person as far as
Well,
security
out
goes, it
of
might be
character,
easier that
how
way.
would you guys? What would you be your response? Like out of character, what would be your response if like Aston just ambushed this one last guy and just shot him in the head with a marksman rifle? Because I could see Aston just doing that.
For me, it doesn't matter too much. Although keeping uh, Arthur a little bit in the dark about the fact that we had Jules kidnapped will be very much undermined if he runs after them and then shoots the guy escorting her back to the ship in the head.
And if I remember correctly, Aston also kind of wanted to keep Arthur in the dark, didn't he?
Well, everyone who
Seems
knows
like
is
it.
dead now, except the party. So, I mean,
Yeah.
Arthur is aware that Clint hates Dracotech, and he's all gung-ho to kill
Well,
them.
Aston, yeah, hates Dracotech.
Well, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, Aston.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Spencer's not super cool with just randomly murdering these guys because
Yeah.
Spencer sort of feels like
Then I'm not going to
pawn.
role play Aston in a way that will just split the party, you know. So Aston is, I will say that he's acting in a way that he doesn't want to like undermine Arthur right now. So he just kind of like there's one Dracotech guy left, and like he's just gonna stay quietly over the corner there and see how this Dracotech guy acts, and says the Dracotech guy just kind of stands up and like gets up from the blast of the HE grenade and kind of looks around and says, "Jeez, man."
Well, I thought both the Dracotech guys in that room dropped from the grenade.
Oh, I
There
thought
was
we
only
had
the
one left.
And
Where was? Oh yeah,
No,
one bit
'cause we
back
lost
with her. My bad.
one in the very first, and the
Okay.
one that had the concussion walked back with her, and then
Okay,
those
my
two ate the
bad.
grenade.
My bad. Okay, I thought there was 3 in here. Okay, thank you. Okay, so it's just you left in this room. Okay,
Yeah.
sweet. Okay, then what do you guys do then? Where do y'all go?
Well, I'll see what the others want to do, but I think at this point, I know we have to go get a child's body for Spencer.
Yeah, it was 10 a.m. Galactic Standard Time, or whatever you call it. Like
So what I think we should do is get a hold of Wallace,
Star
tell him to
Wars
get
terms.
people down here to move his stuff. We'll probably get a couple stragglers in the area and offer them a small amount of credits to help carry things. Some of which is I would like to try to salvage as much of the armor as possible and see if I can maybe repair it well enough that I can make something better than a padded jumpsuit once you clean out all the bullet holes and blood. So a small amount of credits to a couple people to come carry whatever that we want to get to our ship, like those missiles and
Let me look and see
the
what the
random.
gangers are wearing and stuff.
Okay. I figure it's probably more going to be the Dracotech guys, but I don't know, maybe.
The Dragotech guys are just in
Juicer and
rigid
everything.
jumpsuits and that kind of stuff. They weren't prepared for fighting.
Mhm.
They were just drinking and being merry when all this
Okay.
happened. Yeah. So if you were actually going out of this room and looking around at the bodies and stuff, because remember the blades told you to
Blades
clean
tells
everything
us
up.
to-
Yeah. The most well equipped with armor is Caspar, which is the Rescovian kind of
the psyker that
psychic
out psychic.
guy. Yeah, and so he's wearing a. He's wearing tactical armor. He's wearing a suit of tactical armor.
Well,
And you guys actually
like I
didn't
said,
shoot him up before he went down because he got hit with that foam cannon.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay. Well, like I said, I mean, I would like to, get that any of the guns or whatever we're gonna keep, back. Like have laborers strip the rest of the bodies, and I don't know, have them delivered to
okay.
Sweeney Todd,
Yeah.
so they can make the meat pies down here in the lower holds. Or
Okay.
space them or whatever.
Yeah, most people just space bodies. Basically, they jettison them. So that's typically what happens with bodies on a spaceship. So, but yeah, sure. But so yeah, you want to collect some tactical armor, and then you want to spend the time to strip every suit of armor off the bad guys and loot every weapon.
No, if there's a pretty much intact piece of tactical armor, that's really all I wanted out of it.
But you do want all the weapons and stuff off all the bodies?
I mean, there's a bunch of guns and such. I don't know what the armory's looking like on the Griffin, but
sure.
Yeah, we can.
All right,
we can take that stuff, and if we're going back to Ilar, I can probably pawn it. I know a guy.
So I mean, yeah, anything that's quick and easy to come off, other than the tactical armor, I would say take that, and anything else, and just let the people that are hauling the bodies have it.
Okay.
But,
all right. What's the plan?
The only
after
thing
that?
I'd like to say, like I said, have Wallace's people haul the rest of his stuff, and we'll get the missiles taken up, and make some comment to the laborers about how he has our protection. So, and gesture at all the bodies. So it maybe works his way around to the gangs, and then I'll stop and let the other two talk.
No, it's fine. Spencer's just kind of like, what time is it? It's actually kind of getting late in the day, local time,
it's
right?
It's 1 a.m. probably.
Yeah. So Spencer's probably had enough of this. Just I'm exhausted. We've been up forever, running all over the place. Just
drinking.
Yeah. I think it's finally hitting him where he's the adrenaline's coming down and everything like that. And he's just what the hell are we doing? This place sucks. Let's go sleep and get up, get this body and get out of here. This place isn't fun anymore, because before it was all gambling and drinking, and now we're just standing here in these piles of dead bodies in a crappy spaceship.
I think the only thing before we fully go, I know you said there was the 2 alpha missiles. Was there anything else that was going to stand out to the group and the rest of Wallace's stuff? Because I think
nothing really of note. I mean, like I said, you could just collect cargo and you can put on your sheet or on the inventory of the ship as cargo, and it would be like a savings essentially. We'd put on your probably best to put on your sheets as savings. Well, we can do it either way. We can do it either way. I think you ought to forget it if I put it on the ship.
Communal.
Yeah, it's just if we put it on communal on the ship, I think you guys will forget it's there. So, probably best if y'all put it on your sheets. Just to make sure you tell each other when you spend it. So, just put so if you look at your sheet, you'll see on the back page, on the inventory page, you'll see where it says currency. You can put so I put typically we put savings as one, and then cargo as another one maybe. And then so put 2 for cargo.
All right.
And so just write cargo there. And so that means that you have some cargo you can sell now. And when you decide to dump some of that cargo, you get a bonus to wealth rolls. Essentially. Like you're trading cargo for purchases, basically.
Okay.
Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like various cargo. Right. Okay, and I put some items in the yeah, I think that's a pretty good assortment. Yeah. In the party sheet. So you can open up the party sheet by clicking the little button at the top right corner of the 3 heads with the eye symbol. You should see some new things in there. There's one more I need to add.
All right, I moved one of the tactical armors to mine. And maybe the battle helmet. Or is that the... Okay, no, that's just a regular one. And then do we still need to go pick up the combat drone and powered helmet? Or did we already get those?
Are you collecting the alpha missiles?
Yes, I think, right, we're going to take the alpha missiles.
How are you going to carry out the alpha missiles?
Hover forklift.
Well, they got them down here, and there's a lift that goes somewhere.
You want to look around for a lift? See if you find one somewhere?
Well, there was that lift right in the main room where he dropped.
Yeah, that's like an elevator top lift. But yeah, you're wanting something like essentially like a movable jack, basically, kind of thing to move something. Because they're like 800-pound missiles, essentially.
How 800 pounds? Jesus.
Well, I mean, you're in the military. How big is essentially like a massive missile that probably goes on a spaceship like 3 times the size of an airplane? So
yeah, they're going to be big. Yeah, they're going to be big.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was like, yeah, they got them down here somehow.
Yeah. I mean, these aren't like fighter air missiles. These are like.
Yeah. Okay.
These are badass. So.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, we're gonna have to get some kind of sled or. Yeah, or at the very least, like some sort of really hardcore dolly. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they've got some kind of like push cart or something that they load these things on. Because it's entirely possible if they've got something with wheels on it that we could push 800 pounds with 2 or 3 people. But yeah, just straight up picking it up is out of the question.
You got one on your ship?
What exactly is it? Is it
you got like a grab sled type thing on your ship?
Oh, okay. Man, we can bring that down here. Or I mean, we're getting these for what was the guy's name?
Well, the alpha missiles for y'all.
Oh, okay. I thought we were retrieving them for that shop owner. But yeah, no. We need to get these. This doesn't seem like the kind of place where we've got to hide it from anybody.
Well, the
I'm sure
question
just
is can you get it back to your ship without getting them stolen from you?
Yeah.
Because that's $300,000 worth of inventory. Each missile is worth like $120,000.
Can we do like a skill contest or what? I'm
yeah.
specific
You guys come up
terminology.
with tell me how you're getting it there to your ship without getting noticed, and we'll make a roll.
Right. Who's good at stealth?
Not me. And I don't think we're going to dress it up like a float at the carnival or something.
Well, we don't necessarily have to do that because I have the illusion power. So I can kind of use that as part of a skill roll to camouflage us or redirect, misdirect, make it
So
look
we're
like
essentially turning this into a quick encounter to figure out how to get the missiles to the ship without getting spotted.
Yeah.
Okay, we're call for a quick encounter. Okay. So how are each of you helping to assist each other in getting the We'll start with Spencer. He is apparently casting illusion on you all.
So if anybody sees us pushing anything,
no missiles.
Yeah, no, it's a Christmas tree. Like nothing to see here.
It's a Christmas tree. Okay. All right.
Sorry, I'd like to do one thing before we do the quick encounter.
Sure.
Because we never got a chance to do have Arthur try to heal us up. Because I know I'm walking around with 2 wounds.
Yeah,
and there is the golden hour. You have to heal in the golden hour.
So before we go and get shut up again.
All right. I'll go ahead and roll healing.
You guys thought you could just walk back with the missiles through the seedy underbelly of the space station, huh?
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. You mean the Christmas tree? Yes.
Yes, the Christmas tree.
Christmas trees.
I think that roll will be for Spencer.
Okay.
5.
Perfect.
And Aston can also heal.
You should declare before you roll, by the way. But,
My bad.
Because he decided after he got one success. Yeah, he decided. But okay, I'll let it fly.
Happens. We take care of the kids first. Women and children first.
You just declared that you weren't a child anymore. Get your story straight.
Well, I'm the youngest here. I have a baby face.
How long you can carry that one? All right.
It's drinking like that, not long.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna look like Oh god, horrible.
That's true. All right, sweet. All right, so we got Spencer patched up with his medical kit. Now Brando's next.
Critical fail.
Right. I was going to say
incapacitated.
Clint can also
here we
heal.
Go. Ooh, nice.
So.
Okay, nice. Well, that is a raise. So you got 2 successes, so he patches you up good.
Okay. So that gets rid of both of the
yes, it does.
Wounds. Okay.
So you're both still kind of sore and all that stuff, but he patched your wounds and he gave you like an adrenaline shot to kind of make you feel right as rain for a little bit, and you guys can walk it off and help with the what do you call it, missiles. So all right, so Spencer, so you've got an illusion in mind to cast, so I want you to make an Sonics roll.
Okay.
And spend the power points.
Okay. Hold on, I'm just doing my raise real quick. I'm raising persuasion and survival because I've been using those skills fairly frequently, and I was like,
survival
doesn't. I was using it a ton when we were on the planet. Not a ton, but I was using it when we were on the planet where Exegol.
Oh, the snow planet. Yeah.
Yes, I used survival a couple times, and much to my chagrin, I suck at it. So I make notes of all the skills I use and fail at routinely, and
okay.
I was like, you know what? Survival is one of those things. Like, you don't want to get caught with 2 1s on a survival roll where you have like 2 wounds. It's one of those things. Like
Yeah, you did
I
kind of
guess
get
you could
fucked
make
with
that
that one,
argument
didn't
with
you?
any skill, where it's like you do bad enough in the wrong circumstance, you're going to die.
Right.
Yeah, survival was really one of those ones where I was like, just and I just keep using persuasion, and I keep having to rely on Aston to do everything for me. So anyway, we don't have to get into that. I am going to make a psionics roll. Come on, do not fail.
Got one success. All right. What about Arthur? How is he helping on this quick encounter for them to try to get through the lower seedy underbelly of the Shiv back up to their ship?
Well, I guess he could map out the path they would take. I guess we're concerned about people seeing us, so he would avoid the more densely populated areas. Uses PDD or Cyberdeck, whatever he's using nowadays.
What kind
I
of
think he
skill
switched
would
to
you think that
Cyberdeck.
would be? Like
Well, it could be common knowledge.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I'll roll common knowledge.
Yeah,
I get a +4, so
yeah,
fine
with
with
the
me.
PD, sure, that'll work. And you needed it too. Okay, that's a success. All right. Okay. All right. Now, Clint. What about Clint? What is he doing to help them get through the facility?
Well, I figure I got two things I can do. I can either sit there and scowl at everybody with intimidation, or I can just ride on the back of the forklift, yell out "we" and use my piloting.
Unfortunately, forklift is driving skill. So
It's okay. I'm.
look at you! You're glowering at everyone and looking very frightened and keeping them away. When anyone is ever interested and starts kind of getting too close, trying to see what's on y'all's I can't use that. Can't say that word. Grav sled. So yeah, you're keeping anybody away that starts to like kind of get close and starts to kind of like peek down and like get down their knee, get kind of squat down and like try to see under your blankets and stuff and see what's under there. They're like, hey, what are those? And you kind of get down their level and grimace at them and like tell them to back the fuck off. So you guys do a good job. You know, you keep the riffraff from getting close to your 240,000 credits worth of alpha missiles as you're kind of making your way through the city underbelly of the ship. So awesome. So yeah, alpha missiles are so they learned that the hard way during which I didn't know when we first started doing it. But like the combat started and like they fired off like, oh god, was it like 4 missiles? And they shot them all, and then after the session was over, they're like, "Oh yeah, we shot like what 200,000 credits worth of missiles," and they were like, "Oh shit, no!" So, which they killed the bad guys. They're like, "Oh no, we can't do this every time we get into a fight." So, so yeah, but this helps though. They've gotten 2 missiles back, so that helps a lot. So that's the kind
Thank
of
God
thing
we know.
that you guys can spend like bennies on. Make story declarations like we can find these somewhere, you know.
Okay.
Kind of like what I did, you know. I just declared they were there.
Okay.
So you guys get back to the ship, and it's about 2 o'clock now. 2 o'clock in the morning. You're back to your ship. Chester Tran's crew is now done for the night. However, Matt, it looks like the ship is not finished completely.
I had to go take care of something, and it's not done.
Nope. Well, they have, you know, overtime, all that. They want to call it a night.
Unions. Okay, well. How much is left undone? I mean, I guess it's pretty late. Arthur would not stay up to finish it unless it wouldn't take long.
Make a vigor roll, everybody. Clint and Arthur are feeling like they could stay up a little bit longer. You know, they've still got some strength to them. You know, but Spencer, however, needs to make a vigor roll. You there?
It looks like he's frozen.
Uh-oh.
Or he just failed it in real life and is just falling asleep.
No, he
standing
had
up.
issues in our Conan game. Hopefully, it's not continuing. Okay, maybe he's. Uh-oh. No.
Well, while he's coming back in, was Wallace able to get all his shit secured
Hey,
before we
Shaun.
ran off with the missiles?
Shaun, you back, buddy?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Hopefully, you stay with us this time. So yeah. You want to make a vigor roll for us if you're back in Fantasy Grounds? But
Yeah.
you were asking about Wallace now.
Yeah, just making sure that he was able to get himself or his people down there before we left.
Yeah, he's probably doing that as we speak right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Spencer, yeah, you are all feeling, okay. You're fighting back your fatigue right now. So, if you want to continue on, you're welcome to finish the repairs on your ship till late into the night.
Oof. I mean, okay. If he desperately needs help, then I can definitely help out. Because I mean, in Spencer's mind, we're just gonna go buy this body real quick.
And that's like hours away though, right?
Get back on the
that's
ship
still not
and
even.
leave.
It's not even here yet.
So, as far as Spencer's concerned, there's no problems probably staying up. Just because our work here is almost done.
Well, and I assume the repair team will be coming back in the morning.
Right. Yeah, they'll be here in the morning, you
Oh.
imagine. So
There's no rush.
Well, we could still take the time to go through and make sure they haven't missed anything big yet, because we're gonna have to double check
Right.
their work.
Right.
So,
Well, Arthur was overseeing them for most of the time. He just got called into combat. So.
of course, without their master whooping them, So, well, if y'all want to spend just like an 8-hour rest, so that way you can just call it a new day. That way you can just be ready to go for the meet with the Wraith. Then you can just do that if you want to.
yeah, I mean that's probably best.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Then Spencer, go ahead and restore all your PowerPoints. And the next morning, you guys wake refreshed with an hour until your meeting with the Wraith.
I am thinking it would be good for us to fetch the armor helmet and extra drone from the shopkeeper before we go. And we can bring the armor just in case things don't go the way we plan.
Okay. All right. And you're gonna hopefully meet with Wallace and get the armor helmet installed on the armor bot in that one crunch of an hour.
Arthur thinks he can pull it off.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna say it's going to be an hour to do the installation. So if you make your repair roll, it means you get it done in half the time.
Right.
So.
You want me to go ahead and roll now?
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and do it.
All right. Come on.
There you go. All right. Good deal.
Oh, there we go.
You did it. Sweet. All right. So you get it installed. So you get down there, back, and then all that stuff in just amount of time, right? So you have to travel there and back and stuff like that. And get installed in half an hour, and then boom, you got the armor bot fixed, fully completed, helmet on it and everything. So now you guys have a walking, talking robot, essentially, a powered armor that can be opened up. That once you step inside it, now you essentially are fully enclosed and protected. Or it can just be like a automaton. So.
I do have a question.
Yes.
While Arthur was going to pick that stuff up, would it be possible for me to just stay back and try to get the armor and the tactical armor and the helmet ready to go?
Yeah, sure.
And make a repair skill or whatever I need to do to get it resized and cleaned up.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know what the time needed for it, but
yeah, go ahead and do that. Make a repair roll to do that. Yeah, it's enough to do that. Yeah, you
Okay.
get it reset to your size and fitting and that kind of stuff. Which you're slightly smaller than Caspar was, but not tremendously so. And you're able to fit it to your size and get it sorted out.
All right. I do have one quick question before we go too far with this. So the tactical armor has 3 armor, but the battle helmet has 6. It seems like a lot.
Let me double check something.
Yeah, that's what I have on my sheet.
I mean, I'm not going to complain to have a toughness of 15 with it, but
Well,
it
It's
does
just
seem...
applies to your head.
Okay.
So you uncheck it. Make sure it's unchecked. Like, so when you... Okay, so let me show you how to do that. So when
It
you're...
just says carried.
Yeah, well, you can put it to carried. Go ahead and set it to carried.
I did.
Sorry, no. Set it to equipped. My bad.
Okay.
All right. And then when you go to your traits tab, right?
Okay.
You're going to... You see where the shield is? Beside your toughness?
Yes.
Double click it. And you should see your battle helmet and your tactical armor there.
Okay.
Uncheck it. There you go.
All right.
Yeah, so it's only going to apply to headshots.
Okay.
And battle armor is the most top of the line non-heavy armor. Like, it is... Like, no armor gets better than that. If that makes any sense.
Okay.
So...
So, just mechanic-wise, so if it's just... If we're going through the role play and you say something about it hits the head or something, then I just remind you that there's a battle helmet, or is it... How is that
Yeah,
going to
so
work?
if someone made a called shot to your head or something like that, that's when it would apply. Or if like
Okay.
someone or if something like a thermal pistol shot at you, which affects the most unaffected spots, then it wouldn't affect you. For example, because you have all your body parts covered now. Because the tactical
Okay.
armor covers I believe torso, arms, and legs. So all your body parts are essentially covered now. Does that make sense?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, torso, arms, legs. Yeah. So all your good bits are protected now. So yeah, you should
Okay.
be good to go. Yeah. Also, the battle helmet also has that +4 versus primitive weapons, which means that if someone took like an old school like stone spear and threw it at you, it gets an extra +4 against that. It's like
Okay.
it's pretty fucking OP, to be honest. But like only the most elite people have those. So like we're talking like I don't know. It's hard to describe what kind of people have those. Like not even blades have those.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right. I mean, they don't even have
Right.
equipment cost for that armor. I don't even remember how the players got that. How did you guys get that? Do y'all remember how the players got the battle helmet?
it's been a long time.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Okay.
It may have been when we went into that facility where we found the cybernetically enhanced lady that almost killed Spencer. Because we were working with the military at that point.
Okay.
Sometime on that mission.
Okay. Anyway, so you guys are equipped now, and so you guys are ready to go to the meeting with the Wraith, which was supposed to be set at their. I think you guys were going to either. I think they were giving y'all a choice actually on whether you were going to meet them at the umbilical, and dock with their ship, or just meet them at their docking bay, essentially. Either
I
one.
think we were going to meet them in their umbilical ship, just to have kind of as much of a neutral ground as possible to negotiate, and then figured out where to hand off the body from there. From what I remember.
Well, an umbilical is basically just like a little, essentially like a, is essentially just like a little walkway, right, between two ships. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually not really a walkway. It's like typically like a gravityless, just passageway for you to float between, right? So, it's not really a good meeting place, right? I mean, it's the cheapest. This place is like full of cheap docking, right? So,
Okay.
I mean, you were gonna meet on their ship, or just dock your ships between each other, and then meet on one of y'all's ships. So they just didn't want to do the
Well,
business deal on the Shiv, essentially.
okay.
They're willing to
Well,
talk
I
to
don't
you
think.
though on the Shiv. So
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk to them, negotiate terms and everything, and then once our ship is ready to go, we were just going to do that.
okay,
I believe.
okay. Why don't we say
So,
then
what do y'all
why don't
think?
we just for sake of brevity, we'll say that you guys meet them over at the cargo bay at their umbilical, right, where they unload their supplies and all that kind of stuff, or reload supplies at their umbilical. So we jump to you guys arriving, and I'm assuming you guys do everything you want to do in preparation when you guys arrive. So you guys are so you kind of step into this area, which is like the doors kind of slowly kind of like open up with a loud thud, and you see a kind of like a spacious room just full of boxes and crates and that kind of stuff. And you can only imagine probably what's in these crates. I mean, it's probably mostly food, but I mean, with these wraith, there's no telling, right? And you don't see a ship there because I mean, it's an umbilical attachment, right? So you see basically just like there's this hole in the floor. It's about like a 10-foot hole in the floor where the umbilical opens up, and they're passing crates through, essentially. So now, and you see a couple of these wraith standing around with crooked gait, and they just kind of like start coming over to you, and they just kind of like meet you halfway. And they're kind of wearing like mixed matched armor, and one of them kind of has like just kind of like an odd way to his step, and he won't stand up straight, and he just kind of gives this funny eye as he approaches, and he says, "Who are you?" And he's looking at Clint.
We're Eric set up a meet for us.
Something must be going wrong. Eric isn't here yet. What's your name?
I'm Clint. This is Arthur, and that's Spencer.
He looks over to Aston. Says, "Is he the one who made the deal?" And then Aston
He
nods.
is.
And
I think he came down with laryngitis.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's just one of those things where I don't want to constantly play the NPC and talk to myself the entire game.
Yeah.
It's just not good GMing. So,
Just a cute bout of laryngitis. Can't
Yeah.
talk.
and so he says, well, look, our boss isn't here yet either, so just hang out.
All right, we'll wait. Out of the way.
And then he just kind of steps out of the side. Do you guys want to like kind of like look around or anything, or what do you do while you're just kind of chilling out?
Find
Yeah.
a corner and watch. Let's not get too nosy.
Arthur's definitely going. I mean, he's not going to wander around necessarily, but he's definitely going to observe because he wants to know what he has to work with in case things go sideways.
Okay. Are you specifically observing the wraith, or just checking out the room, or what?
Yeah, I guess the room. Did you say it was a big room or
Yeah, I mean, it's
small?
pretty spacious. It's like a small warehouse room, uh,
Okay.
and it's probably about. I mean, it's pretty tall ceilings. Uh, it looks like it's intended for multi-level stacking of crates. You know, but yeah, sure. You want to make like a notice roll or whatever, just kind of like check in the room and kind of like catch as many
Yeah.
details as you can and like catalog it with your eyes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you're noticing that there's a defensive turret. Like there's like one defensive turret. You don't know if it's to support the docking bay or if it's for them or whatever. You also see that the wraiths seem to be particularly interested in a couple of crates over others. They seem to have refrigeration units on them, and but they're just kind of like pacing around nervously, just as much as you guys are. And they seem to be like every once in a while going over to each other and just kind of like whispering and like looking back at you guys nervously. And then they seem to be talking about someone named Marco.
Okay. Arthur will kind of lean over to Clint and Spencer and kind of nod toward the containers and say, I think that might be where they're storing the bodies. They've got refrigeration units on them. Quietly, of course.
Could be.
Aston kind of speaks up and says, I doubt Devin's body is on them because they said they didn't want to make the deal here, though. So we'll just have to like talk out the arrangement and probably have to make the deal on somewhere else. So just be prepared to meet with whoever their leader is and talk out the arrangement and then get ready to head back to the ship. And so you guys see an individual, a familiar individual, Spencer, float up through the umbilical. And he kind of grabs onto the edge of the umbilical and just kind of like flips onto the platform. And it's a large man that he does not have in any way the crooked gait and the kind of twitchiness of the wraith. In fact, he stands headstrong and head shaved and kind of that grimacing face and those like harsh eyebrows of Marco, one of the Tanu Clava that you've seen punish people many times before. What do you do when you see him?
So I think Spencer at this point is going to flip down the cover on his helmet and just sort of nonchalantly just kind of like turn around, just act like he's talking to like Arthur.
Make a stealth roll.
Oh, whoops. Got it wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so you managed to do it without drawing attention to yourself, and
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of like put yourself behind Clint a little bit when you do it, right? And so he kind of starts to step over to Aston and Clint, and he looks at Aston, and he just gives him this look like, oh, I just don't deal with this. I just don't want to deal with this prissy son of a bitch, you know. And he looks at Clint and says, "So, Do you have the money?
We have the money. Do you have the body?
We do. It's on the ship. It matched the age profile that you requested. Well, close enough.
Do you have an image? Can you show us?
Pulls up his PDD. Couple swipes. Holds it out in front of him. You see looks like a it looks like a probably a Vicanian child, and like 12 and a half years of age. He says, like I said, it was close. Not quite as young as you wanted, but it's the best we can do.
Spencer, you're bankrolling this. Is that going to work? Sorry, step aside.
Step aside, and he looks backwards. He says, what, the kid is bankrolling this? Wow, jeez. And he looks back and he sees you, and he says,
I'm going to use my illusion power again before I turn around.
okay.
Yep. Blowing through all my power points. All right. All right. Psionics roll. Aha. Okay. So apparently I look very convincing.
Wow.
I very much changed my appearance. Just something basic, nothing too crazy. Probably just like some minor skin color tweaks. Maybe some more facial hair than I had.
Right. Right.
You know. And so I just kind of nod.
Ginger as fuck.
You know.
As they said in chat.
Yeah. Yeah. More ginger.
Somalian skin tone, bright red hair. It's
yeah, that would totally
the
be
usual. Just looks super weird. Yeah. So I'm just, I don't even really want to talk. Just because he may think something's weird. I'm like, I've heard that name before.
So the way it works is he gets a smarts roll to resist it. I mean, he'd have to roll crazy high to. But I mean, he still gets it. I'm gonna give him a chance to do it. He's got a really low smarts. I mean, he could ace the shit out of this. I mean, he gets a -2, so because you got to raise. Well, look at that.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you turn around and he says, Spencer, you letting the kid bankroll this? And that's the last thing he said. What do you say?
We have a benefactor, and I kind of like make my voice a little bit deeper,
Yeah.
Because I look older. So, and that's pretty much all I say. I don't want to give him too much to work with or anything like that. We're clearly doing something illegal. So the less he knows, the less I tell him. We're all good.
He says, well, all right, well, if everybody's happy with it. Sorry, I got out of my voice. He says, well, if everyone's happy with it, then here are the coordinates. He passes on the coordinates to Clint's comlink.
Okay.
He says, we'll meet there, and that's where we'll make the exchange.
Right.
How soon can you guys take off?
What do you think, Arthur? Within 8 hours?
I should think so.
All right. We can be gone within 8 hours.
8 hours it is. Sounds good. Make sure you have your credits handy to make the exchange as soon as we get there.
We will. All right, let's go.
And then you all part ways. The Tanu Clava. are in bed with the Wraith.
Yeah. So I just kind of like directly walk to the ship.
Okay.
I don't even like stop. Just keep up the illusion as long as I have to get back to the ship.
All right.
I don't know
sweet.
what you guys are doing, but
Well, Clint's walking along. It's like not to bring up anything that. What's with the?
so Marco there, he works for the Tanu Klava. That shouldn't come as any surprise because apparently everybody here works for some evil, shitty criminal organization. But
So they're a shitty criminal organization. Now that's all I know about
look,
them. Now,
yeah, well, if it is too much to ask, I'm going to go ahead and maybe stay on the ship while we do this. If you guys can just take possession of the body, I would appreciate it. Because if that guy figures out who I am, it's gonna be bad.
okay.
Um,
When we do it, just make sure to stay within range when you get to us if things go down.
I do that, but if anything goes down, you need to kill that guy first, please. And I mean, it's just I thought he was in jail
Why?
up until recently.
When we do the exchange, why don't you just climb into the power armor? That way you can be there, you're protected, and he can't see you. You don't have to mind fuck everybody.
That's what it's
It
for.
works.
And if things go sideways, you've got some protection.
I mean, that's what it's for. So
Yeah.
I mean,
like,
one of us is going on to the other ship, which is a
Okay.
risky proposition. So they're going to be armed, we're going to be armed. So being fully kitted and ready to go, make sure everything goes off without a hitch is not necessarily a bad idea.
I can agree to that, but we just can't do any of this. Like, let's, let them disarm us, pat us down, and all that kind of shit. We've got money, they've got a body. That's it. Deal made.
Yep.
Because, okay. 'Cause I don't want to get into it, but it's.
All right. Well, let's get back and get the ship fixed up and go get you a child.
Don't worry, the government's not listening. But yeah, these games. Okay, yes, let's do it.
I do a really good job making fucked up space games, don't I?
You should see the World of
Or
Darkness
make it-
games.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say I'm just pretty good at fucked up games in general. I ran a World of Darkness game years ago that was pretty fucked up too.
Well, it's just when you talk your way through it, it sounds awful, but it's for a good purpose that we need bodies.
Maybe I should really look inward. Yeah. So
You're not going to be allowed to go near schools.
anyways,
Shane needs some Jesus. Yeah.
I go to church. Anyways, all right. But anyway, so let's move on. To the Hey, you're the one that decided you wanted to bring it back to life, all right, and give him a body. Okay, so
like
now
Jesus.
okay,
So, well, quick question before we go too far. Do we have whatever tools are needed to transfer the consciousness, or is that something that also needs to be procured?
Well, that's like the $1 million question. So this is not exactly something that we can tell has ever been done. Because psionic children trapped in a computer system is like never something that's ever happened before. So we're trying to do this. We don't even know if it's going to work.
It's pretty groundbreaking stuff. Like it's
Yeah. Because up until this happened, my character, at least in the way I understand it, my character didn't believe that it was possible for a consciousness to survive death, enter a computer system, and basically get stored on a hard drive. So we're kind of.
So people have been transferred. So people have been digitized in the form of those, people have been clone stacked, kind of like in Altered Carbon before, but people have never been killed, had never been psionically jumped into a body or jumped into a computer psionically. Had their body died while they were jumped psionically into a body, and then digitized from a psionic presence. Does that make sense? That's the problem. Because you weren't digitizing him from a body.
Yeah.
You were rebuilding him from a psionic presence, from his signature, from him being in a computer. You've never
really
physically known him. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's kind of weird because we're going from spirit to ones and zeros back to a body somehow.
Yes.
It's and so that's kind of the thing. It's we have no idea what
you've never seen him alive. You got to know him when he was jumped into computers, and then you killed the computer that he was in. Or sorry, an artifact did. Yeah. So, but yeah.
We have the means to interface with the body. It's kind of up to him to fill it.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
But the question
anyway,
is whether you successfully recovered him.
Yes, and we think maybe. And then the other thing is, so we've asked this billionaire to buy us a body and see if we can put him into it.
Yes.
So, and using his people, because I don't want to attempt it with my D6 computers or whatever. So I'd want somebody with D12 plus a bunch of bonuses to attempt this.
Right.
So basically we're just going to take the body, leave, and then see if they can do it.
Okay.
Do we have the facilities to keep the body alive?
He'll give it to you in the refrigeration unit.
Okay.
That comes with it with 100 Gs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. So is it good to just kind of jump ahead to the scene where we get the body?
I'm fine.
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Okay.
I think
so. Okay, so the Tanu Kalava key you guys up on the radio when you're nearing the coordinates. So we're going to jump ahead to the actual move on to the map of the.
You said we're going on their ship?
Yeah, so that's actually what I was about to get to. Yeah, so.
Well, that's something I would like to discuss with them beforehand.
Yeah, sure.
Because
it
seems
so
like the best
you
way
can
to
open
do it.
communications with them now that you see them on your. I was actually going to say that you guys. So one of you can be on the sensors at the Astra. I can't remember the name of the table. There's an astrogation table in your ship. So.
Well, I'd be piloting it, so.
So you want somebody to roll on it?
Well, anybody can open up communications. So really, when you're in that room,
I see.
right? So.
Oh, then that's fine. I'll open up communications with them.
Sure. What's up, D20 TV? Thanks for joining us.
All right. Marco, this is Clint.
Yeah, go ahead. You nearing the coordinates?
We're nearing. Because we have money and you have a body, and I doubt either of us trust the other. I propose that we meet in the middle. I go into your ship. You go into ours. Once you deliver the body, I deliver the money, and then we both cross back to our own. That way we both have a hostage if anything goes wrong and the other one screws the other. It's the only way to make this work where we both can trust that we're both going to act in good faith.
So the GM is going to actually just jump in real quick. So you're suggesting you stay on his ship the entire time. and
Yes.
he
So
stays on
basically,
your ship
we
the
walk.
entire time while the exchange. But where is the actual exchange of funds
Well,
gonna happen?
Well, so I go over with the funds, like me and him kind of meet in the middle. Then he walks onto our ship while I walk onto his.
Got it.
They
Okay.
bring the body over. We make sure the body's there and intact. I hand over the funds. We walk back to our respective ships.
Got it. Okay.
That way, we both have our asses out in the wind if the
Got
other
it.
one somebody screws up.
Okay. So you guys are just gonna float in gravity there in the 0G there in the umbilical during the whole exchange.
Pretty much.
Okay. Just make sure you knew what situation you were getting into. Thank you for hosting D20 TV. Appreciate it so much. And thank you for finally joining us. So he says, he goes, fine. Oh,
Excellent.
I got a Benny. GM got a Benny. That doesn't happen very much for me, guys. Thank you, D20. Okay. So he says, all right, that'll work. We'll do it. All right, so you guys, all right, so you're going to have to pilot the ship over next to theirs and basically set it up to where you guys can essentially dock together safely and securely. So this is a pretty safe maneuver that you need to do. I mean, you need to do it. Obviously, you want to make it look good, and you need to do it safely, right? So I want to say a -2 difficulty piloting check. So
Okay. So my ace edge, they ignore 2 points of penalties to any boating, driving, or piloting roll. So that would count here to neutralize it.
if that's what it does, yes.
I would just make sure I'm reading that right, since I haven't actually used this yet.
Yep. That would work there.
All right.
Just make your piloting roll. No penalties. And you got exactly what you needed. Target 4. Nice. Okay, so we see you calmly and smoothly pull your ship along to his, and it looks good. It looks clean. Nothing flamboyant. Nothing with too much pizzazz. And both of you kind of like he pulls out like his vessel kind of drops this large umbilical and attaches to yours.
Okay.
Who goes down there and helps them attach the umbilical while Clint is docking the ships together?
I guess Arthur can.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
So Arthur's doing that, and so while he's doing that, what about Spencer? What is he doing? Is he getting inside the armor bot at the moment?
Yep.
All right, cool. So I'm assuming everyone is gonna disembark from the. Actually, someone probably is someone going to stay on the ship. Actually, well, we got an AI. You got an AI. So yeah, so all of you can go over there, out there. All right. So okay, and okay, so we'll do Clint first. So Clint, the umbilical, like you see, like the doors open, like swoosh open, and we open there, look. Nice. Now the doors swoosh open, and you see the airlock close behind you, and like you feel the gravity lift off of you.
Okay. Oh, with that.
Oh, by the
do
way,
I
your tactical
see-
armor is not 0G capable.
Okay. So do I just need to be back in the padded jumpsuit for this, just for ease of maneuverability, or
Your padded jumpsuit will not be capable of doing this. You'll need to be in an
Okay.
exosuit.
we have EVA
Okay.
suits.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll wear whatever's appropriate. that we
Okay.
Have.
What about the powered armor?
You're wearing it.
Does
Yeah,
that
that'll be
have
fine.
like the magnetic boots and all that kind of stuff?
Oh, you're good. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
Oh, I thought you were asking if he had to have, if he could take it from you. Yeah.
No, I just want to make sure I didn't need
Okay.
to do anything crazy.
Yeah,
I
Clint,
figured
I'll
I was
actually
fine.
add a EVA suit to your character sheet.
Okay, thank you.
EVA suit and EVA helmet. There you go. Yeah, so it's less armor, so you're kind of at a disadvantage right now. All right, so you can put those on instead of your tactical helmets and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
All right. And, yeah, so just make sure you uncheck the other ones so you don't get encumbrance.
Yep.
And
Got it.
so you're strapped up in an EVA suit and that kind of thing like that. So, all right, so you kind of float out to the center section where you see Marco also in a EVA suit. It looks like it's a snug fit on him, right? And he kind of floats out to the center as well. And you see him kind of reach out to your suit and push a button on your suit. And he just pushes the same button on his suit. It's just so he can talk to you on comms. And he says,
Okay.
All right, you ready to transfer funds?
As soon as we check in the body, make sure it's all there. I'll wait on your side with your guys. You bring the body over. Or have your guys bring the body over, rather.
All right. Okay.
So, that. Go footing towards his airlock. Make sure he goes towards ours.
He floats back towards your ship.
And then I'll just use my own personal comms to alert the rest of the crew that he's heading on over. Anything that goes down, drop him first.
Okay. So the exchange is made, and you, Arthur, you see him step out onto the Griffin Explorer and kind of look around the ship. And he looks at you, and he says, "This is a ship. The ship is familiar."
Familiar? How is it familiar?
Takis 3. Ring a bell?
We've been there. How do you know this ship from Takis 3?
Because I blasted your underturret on Takis 3. He kind of walks past you.
Interesting. I don't think you need to go any further in the ship.
Why not? Can't have a tour?
Nah. You can stay right here.
Where's the other one?
Around.
Spencer, where are you?
Where is the umbilical on the ship?
On the ship, it attaches to one of the EVA hatches. So, he's probably coming out like through the ladder sections on the ship.
Okay.
You know, through the EVA hatches, through the ventral and dorsal hatches. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's like on the map. You let's see. Let's pull up the map here so you can see it. You know how on the map they got you have the ventral and dorsal hatch that goes all the way through both sides of the ship, top and bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you're probably on one of these decks with him when he comes through. Which I'll share with you guys. So you probably let him off on this main level, right? Probably this level here. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. So Clint, you are on. I mean, you could have stopped him at the cargo hold if you wanted to, Arthur.
Okay, I mean, that would make sense rather than letting him into the main portion of the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would have been kind of near wherever the umbilical is for our ship, connected to our ship, because I don't want him just wandering around.
Yeah, you could be in the cargo hold you could be coming down to the cargo hold as we speak, right? If you wanted to be. So,
Yeah.
like, say if we put Arthur in there, and we put maybe you coming down at the moment, right? And
Okay.
so that's where we kind of have you guys, right? And maybe Marco would be. Don't freak out just because I put it in the comment tracker. It's just so I know where he's at. So maybe Marco is just kind of like hanging around in here with you guys, at the moment. Just kind of give you an
It's
idea.
Marco who came through to our side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, nice. Okay, so Clint, it's like you're passing on through the umbilical, and you kind of like the doors swoosh open, you pass through an airlock, and you get hazed with this like chemical spray, right? And then like as your air drying as you pass on through, you get ushered into like this large, massive warehouse, right? Their ship is bigger than yours, right? But it's older, and you're immediately greeted with like this ship that's like covered in rust and like it's old and kind of decrepit, at least compared to yours. And you can tell why like people say this ship just should have been decommissioned like a long time ago, right? And but this cargo bay is stacked like from floor to ceiling with like these like essentially like connexes, like full, but they're all like attached with these like refrigeration unit type things, like thermostats essentially on the sides for like refrigeration, like monitoring on the sides, and it's kind of chilly just walking between them all, and you are surrounded by the Wraith essentially as you come in. And they're kind of snarling and just giving you glares as you step out through the airlock. And they're all talking amongst themselves, and you don't even understand half of their languages. You're not even sure if half of them even understand each other. And so what do you kind of do when you get in there?
Well, I open up my EVA helmet, and then I get on the comms with the rest of the crew and say, all right, I'm on their cargo hold. I'm going to have them start sending over the body. If they do anything, blow that umbilical and launch every missile we have into this.
You hear Marco come back and say, not very friendly.
So only if something bad goes at. So, how about we send over the body, check it, make sure it's good. You get your money, we go back to our ships and are on our own way.
One of the Wraith kind of steps between the crowd, and he's like less gnarly looking than the ones you saw before, but his hair is all matted up and kind of short, and you'd probably think it's probably like a week since he's bathed, but he's standing up straight at least, and he kind of comes up to you and he says, "Come with me. I have your body." And he kind of ushers you on through these like refrigeration units, and he like brings you up a short set of like ladders to the second floor, and he says, "Inside that one there, we're about to unload it." And you see a couple of the Wraith just just start climbing up on top of the Connex, and like start like pulling at the hinges. And like swing the door open, and like one of the grav sleds inside the Connex, they just use it to just start like hauling out the refrigeration like pod, and it just like falls gently to the ground, and so you see this body kind of like frozen up inside this refrigeration pod. So, and and so everything seems to check out, but you're looking at it from like 10 feet above from, and he's just kind of saying, "See. Everything's all accounted for."
So far, I'll have my medic back on my ship check it out. make sure it's viable.
You're not
Then
getting
we
the
finish
body
the
until we get
exchange.
money.
The money's here, but you don't get the money from me till the body's over there with Marco and with my guys. I stay here. They check the body. Everything's good. I hand the money over. Marco and I go back to our ships. I don't
He
want
gets on the
this to go
comm
bad.
links and says,
I don't want to
he
die.
gets on the comms links and says, Marco, are you hearing this? Marco says, listen, Clint, you've already seen the body. You keep changing the deal. The deal was you see the body, make sure we have the body. You can look at the refrigeration unit and see the body's alive.
Okay. Well, once the body's back on our ship, I stay on your ship. I hand over the money, and then you and I go back to our ships. That way, we all have equal risk. I do not leave your ship without giving you the money.
Can I send a? I'm going to send a text to Clint.
Make a persuasion roll. He says, fine. He says, he calls back the other guy and he says, you hear him you hear that he's talking to someone on the radio, right? Because he's on the same comm channel as you. And then he says, I don't like this one bit, Marco. And then he just kind of comes back to you and looks at you and kind of glowers and he says, fine. And then they start like pushing the body through the umbilical. So now, Spencer, to you real quick, when you get off you get through the cargo, right? Cargo bay. And you're kind of coming down and Marco's there, right? And and you're kind of coming in there. But and you kind of come into this room now. And do you have the visor down on the powered armor so Marco can't see your face?
Yeah.
Okay. Marco kind of starts talking to Arthur and says, he says, so do you remember us? Tenuklava? Everything went down on Takas 3?
Your name is familiar. I do recall being attacked. Needlessly, as I recall. What are you doing way out here?
Well, we're always looking for more business ventures.
Interesting business.
Well, dealing bodies is a very valuable business here in the Vulcanian sectors. Spencer, you see the video screen off to your side. I love how Brandon's like, he's been a Benny. Oh my God, as soon as I start talking to Shaun, like his Discord goes away.
I don't trust this.
It's hilarious.
Can I spend a Benny to undo your Benny? just counter Bennies.
Counter Benny.
I just hope I can spend all my bennies before the end of the session's over. So I start talking to Shaun. His camera all messes up. Maybe he's back. You back?
Yeah.
Okay, so Spencer, you see the vid screen pop up next to you on that console down here. Nice. Angry Mob's got a ton of points, apparently. You see a vid screen pop up right over there on that side over there by the computer console, and you see a familiar face pop on it. You see a like an older face of a man about 40 years old. It's communication from over on the other ship. and he's got black goggles on, and kind of like a haggard face. And he's probably one of the first generation of psionics that probably survived. And he no, you can't spend your own, Brad. And you recognize him as someone named Mr. Black. And he says, Spencer Witt, do not try to hide that you're over on that vessel. Your illusion may have worked on Marco. He's kind of dim. But I was able to recognize you on the video cameras.
So, like, flip up the visor. Black. What can I do for you?
Well, I don't think you're going to willingly come over here and join me, are you?
Unlikely.
Well, then I would just make one slight alteration to our arrangement. Won't cost you anything. Well, won't cost you much.
I knew there was a catch. What is it?
Well, I've been hard at work trying to... Let's just say our kind are difficult to find. And I've resorted to... Well, now that I'm in Vicanian space, I'm learning more about their cloning process. And I'm resorting to the potential of making more of our kind. Now, of course, they're inferior to us originals. But I'm exploring the idea. Now, if you'd be so kind to leave me some of your DNA samples. I'm intrigued by your abilities. I mean, you're the only mind psyker that I've ever met. It would just be too valuable to pass up. So here's our new deal. No body unless you give me your DNA. The feed gets cut.
Where is Clint right now?
Clint's in their ship.
That's
Marco
asking
looks at you and says, Spencer, is that you? Oh, God. Jeez. Jeez. There he's back. Okay, Gary's back. So he says, Spencer, that's been you the whole time? You know, Mr. Black.
Yeah.
You know, Black's not playing. He's serious.
Trying to think, what are our chances of getting out of here alive?
What do you mean?
Well, you got lots of
All you got to do is give up the 100 G's and give him some of your DNA. It's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, well, you don't know what that man is capable of.
Oh, come on. Jeez. Look, we don't have to shed any blood over it, you dumb idiot.
character. I'm assuming their ship is like heavily armed.
It's larger than y'all's. You don't know how well it's equipped unless you want to do a scan of it. You guys can spend a Benny and say y'all already done a scan of it, if y'all want to.
I'm going to spend a Benny just because I don't want to get everybody killed.
Sure. Yeah, spend a Benny and then make an electronics roll for y'all scan the ship and see how well you did.
Should that have been an Arthur electronics roll?
Anyone could do it.
Okay. Arthur, what is your electronics?
It's a D10 now.
Okay. I think you're probably going to want to make that roll.
So basically, as you guys were showing up to the ship, you guys basically did a scan of it?
Yeah,
essentially.
Did a quick scan.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
God damn.
2
It's got nukes. Shit.
No, you first off, you couldn't really tell much as far as equipment and all that kind of stuff. But you also for some reason when Chester Tran and them made repairs on it, they shorted out the like scoping systems. So
I have to do everything myself.
Hmm. Okay. I don't know if I'm willing to get into a fight with this guy right now, given.
and I'm standing right here. I could always just take the DNA from you.
Who said that?
Marco.
Marco?
Do you not see the armor he's in? I think accessing his DNA may be slightly difficult even for you.
He kind of shows his hip, and there's the thermal pistol on his hip. Which we all know does heavy weapon damage. So.
And Clint is still on that ship.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this really isn't a deal. This is we get Spence. We give
got
up
you by the cojones. You don't give
Spencer's
up Spencer.
DNA.
You just got to give up some of his DNA.
or they attack us. It's not, oh, we just won't give you the body. It's, we're going to keep the body and we're going to attack you.
No, that's not what it was.
I mean, sounds kind of like what you're saying.
Read into it however you want.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Fuck it. Well, we'd probably kill Clint and not have a chance to complete, the mission Spencer's been on for this long time. So I just go to the med bay, do a little vial of blood or whatever, come back. I wonder if I just give him somebody else's blood, but
I don't think you should do this, Spencer. Do you want a bunch of your own clones running around the universe? You know that's what they're going to do. Something similar to that, at least.
are we saying this on like our own comm? Like internal comms or something?
I assume we can have private comms.
I mean, you're in the same room as Marco, so I mean.
Oh, yeah.
I mind link with Arthur.
There you go.
Ah.
So Anyway, while I'm walking away, you feel a little bit of a, unless I don't like completely botch this roll. Okay.
That'll do.
No, you're definitely
apparently-
mentally.
Oh my
You're
goodness.
like this. You
I
guys
have
are
full
like
control
on
of your
point.
brain. Nobody's getting into this conversation.
You can
Black.
yeah, your mind linked as fuck with Arthur.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clint's
Okay.
maybe getting nervous right now because he hasn't heard from anybody in a while.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, are they still like moving the body towards the airlock?
No, they've stopped.
No, that's the point. I'm gonna pipe up. And is there a delay?
One of them says, "Yes, there's just a problem with the refrigeration unit. We have to fix it real quick."
Okay, well, Arthur is going to respond to Spencer via. I can send, not just receive, via mind link, correct? I would assume so.
Yeah, it's two-way.
Arthur is going to say, "Well, I have a couple EMP grenades, which should take out his comms theoretically, as well as the thermal pistol, and then we can just take him down the old-fashioned way. Potentially get a drop on his buddies in the other ship. I think we can take care of this guy. I don't know about Clint's status, however."
Like, well, Clint probably is not going to make it.
I don't know. He seems like
Looks like we only known him for a day.
he can handle himself.
Like in
right?
game time, it's been like 2 days. Yeah.
Okay. My thought is also, if I can launch a drone over there and bypass their security with its hacking systems, I might be able to like power down their ship, which then they won't be able to use it. He'd still have to deal with the people, but you're wearing an EVA suit, correct, Clint?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Although
Aston's
they only
around.
work so good in space with bullet holes in them.
Yeah.
Right. If you can get out. It's up to you, Spencer. But the silence is getting undoubtedly
Yeah.
awkward.
I would like to make a notice roll to see if I can figure out that these guys are fucking with me with the whole refrigeration delay thing.
Sure. Yeah, make a nose roll. Yeah, they definitely like they're over there huddled by it, like trying to fix the refrigeration unit, and you're not convinced.
All right, I'm keeping an eye out for the nearest place to hole up and find a bunch of alpha missiles that I can trigger in.
You're essentially looking for like a way to detonate their ship, basically. Is that the idea?
Well,
Like legitimately, like kamikaze this
like
bitch.
honestly, if it comes down to it and I can't get out,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I'm
it's-
seriously asking you. You're
was
looking for a way to
mutually assured
kamikaze the
destruction.
ship.
Yes.
Because you used to work on a shipbreaker yard, or like well, it was a space station, but yeah, like a salvage station. So you've breaking down your share of ships, so you kind of know where to go, maybe. So, okay, cool. All right. Well, this would either be maybe an extended use of notice, or you could spend a beanie and make like a declaration and say you find something. Either
Oh.
way.
Well, how about I go with the notice first, and then I can do the Benny? Or is
Sure.
it
I should
one or
have-
the other?
Sure.
I should have added an additional recipient. I could have added.
You want me to toss in like a
Clint.
repair check or something?
Well,
also to-
okay. So first off, you probably need to look like you're being sneaky because you're gonna slip if you're gonna slip away from the wraith to go somewhere and look for something to sabotage the ship. You probably don't want to be noticed doing it. So I'm gonna say it's a stealth roll. Given how many people are around you and all that kind of stuff, and how many there are, I'm gonna say that's a penalty. So stealth at a -2.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to roll their notice as a group roll.
So the unskilled already gets -2, right? So it'd be a total of -4.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it, why not? All right.
Yeah, it's 2. I mean, it's not technically a success because you still got to get a 4 to get a success, but yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, so as a group, they got a success and they got higher than you. So so they're wandering around, and they're just kind of like all everywhere around the ship. It's a larger vessel than you, so they got a larger crew, and and so while you're trying to slip away from the cargo kind of hold there and trying to like find a place to sabotage the ship, like one of the grunts just kind of like, actually we'll say it's like 3 of them actually, because you failed a group roll. So we'll say that 3 of them kind of like come around the corner as you try to like leave, and they say, "Hey, where you going?" And they just kind of like shove you back into the room.
I need to use the head. Fucking piss tube on the suit's broken.
Yeah, well the head doesn't work. Piss in that corner over there.
All right, no, walk over to the corner and take a piss.
And there's obviously like a rust stain in that corner.
Are they enjoying the show?
They're standing there waiting for you to get done and go back to the rest of the group.
All right.
All right, so after you get done, you go back to the rest of the group?
Yes.
Okay. You didn't get a critical failure. So I mean I'm not like turning into a combat encounter or anything. So okay. All right. It's like you go back to the group and like you get kind of like you get more steely looks at you and that kind of stuff. And then like he speaks to like the leader of it and what is it with the alpha missiles and chat?
I gotta spin a penny first.
Is it gonna be like a running joke now? Now it's funny. So now you're really suspicious of what's going on now. Now you can't even leave. You feel like you're like a hostage, and so we'll go back to Arthur and Spencer. So real quick, so Arthur, Spencer, what are y'all doing? You got EMP grenades? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, right in front of Marco, you gonna like dig them out of your fucking backpack, or I mean, what the hell?
I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
basically.
All right.
of course.
We need to be prepared. Your call, Spencer. It's your blood.
Yeah. Well, I'm tired of being the reason a bunch of people get killed. And so far, Clint's done right by us, so I'm not going to leave him over there to die. Plus, we've been through way too much for this body. Like, honestly, efforts are for shit. He's probably not even going to be able to clone anything. If he's this desperate, I think his chances are probably shit anyway. So, I draw the blood, walk back down.
Well, you're not a medical doctor, so both of you
Yeah.
go up to
I don't
the level
Yeah.
to do the the small medical procedure of drawing blood and all that kind of stuff. Okay.
I'm sure it's streamlined in the future. Get like a little.
You still have to find a
diabetes
vein to draw
strip.
blood, so you're not a doctor.
I can do it. I've done it before.
Could I like drop a Benny to give him a
Not on
story idea or anything?
myself.
I'll
You give them
Spencer,
what? A story idea?
Yes.
Sure.
All right. So since Arthur is going to have to help him do this, being the medical doctor, could he also in some way irradiate it or something else where it effectively destroys the viability of the sample? Or at least degrades it enough that it
It's unusable.
prevents...
Yeah, you could pour bleach in it. Probably destroy the DNA.
Yeah, I was trying to
But
think
that's
of
an
a way
Arthur thing. That's an
we
Arthur
could pull
thing.
that off.
Yeah, you put enough antiseptic of some kind in there.
Okay, how about before you leave the cargo bay, Arthur will say, "Well, I'll go get the equipment and I'll bring it down here." And then he's going to go up because we shouldn't leave Marco alone on the ship anywhere.
Okay.
So Arthur's gonna head upstairs and get the blood drawing equipment and store blood in vials. Still, I don't know.
I don't know what you'd store blood in space world. Probably not something as fragile as vials, but sure.
And then he is
Plastic
going
vials.
to right. Because we have access to medical equipment, can he make a repair roll to use his MacGyver skill to come up with some small, almost handheld device to basically do like what Clint said, irradiate it or send some sort of electronic signal through it? I'm not sure what would actually destroy DNA, but
Sure. Yeah, it's possible. All right, cool. Make a repair roll.
okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Radiation.
I'm going to penny that.
DNA.
Okay.
Is it showing up yet? I rolled.
Just FYI, you don't need to bin it. You got a success. You could spend one of the player raises.
Oh,
Just bump it to a
I don't
raise.
see it in the roll.
Oh, you got a 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it just showed up. Weird.
Yeah.
Internet.
If
Yeah.
you're
how
looking
many
for a
raises?
raise, you can just spend one of the raises, but you did get a success.
Okay. If it would take too long, I'll use a raise. I mean, if I need to use a raise, I'll use a raise. But otherwise, I'll stick with this.
You don't know whether you need to get a raise.
I'm going to use a raise then.
I mean, it's one of those things, like, a normal roll doesn't need to get a raise, but, like, getting a raise always makes it more helpful, right? Like, so, for typically, like, a raise will make to, like, give someone, like, a -2 to, like, say their notice roll to, like, spot it. Or something like that. Like, typically. Does that make sense?
Right.
Like, in this case, might make it more difficult for Mr. Black to realize that it was contaminated.
Right.
Does that make sense?
I'll use a raise.
Yeah.
I think we have, 3?
We have 2.
I'm not sure how many. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, if the party agrees, I will use a raise.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
We don't need like 5 Spencer.
Nope, and he just gave you another one.
Wildcards.
Anger Mob just gave y'all another one. And he's like, spend away.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's just how the difficulties are made in Savage Worlds. Like, I set the difficulty for just succeeding at the task, and then a raise will somehow help you in some fashion above it. So, okay. So, yeah, okay, so you successfully, like, damaged the DNA in some way. Like, the goal, though, is like, to hide it, right? Okay, so you feel confident that you've, like, successfully hidden the damage you've done to it, right? Like maybe maybe like you've made it to where it slowly fades away, right? Slowly damages the DNA, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
So. Did you happen to tell me you were doing this over our mind link?
Probably.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it would make sense that I would. So.
Okay. I'm like, Be careful. This guy is. Yeah, he's one of the worst people I've ever met, and I've met a lot of really bad people. He will
hoping
think
the way
twice about torpedoing our ship.
I'm hoping the way I did it, we will be long gone before he realizes it's not viable. So,
I hope you know what you're doing.
ditto.
Okay, so you return back to the cargo hold with
Yes.
with the vial, and okay, so Marco's there, and Marco says, glad you came to your wits, Spencer.
Delightful pun.
That wasn't intentional on the GM's part.
Yeah.
And okay, so you guys exchange the vial, and
I go to hand it to him, and I say, "Where's Clint? Can they pass each other in the umbilical?"
he says, "That's the plan. Me and Clint have worked out the arrangement."
So I get on the comms with Clint, and I'm like, do you have custody of the body, and are you on your way back?
Well,
The
they're
body's
missing
going to
the
pass
body
over first. Yeah.
Okay.
Once Arthur takes a look at it, make sure everything's good, I hand over the money. Then Marco and I go back to our ships.
So the interesting thing has already happened. So I don't plan to double cross you again. So, or to do any more tricks. So,
yeah.
And do more tricky stuff. So the bodies are exchanged. The body is brought over. Everything checks out on the body. Okay. The body is fine. It is alive. It is well. It is, at least to the best of your knowledge, compatible with Devin. And yeah. So Marco has the DNA in his possession, I'm assuming. And and I guess I'm assuming at this point you can transfer funds over to Marco. So, and you guys switch back, right? Okay. All right. Now. Okay. Now he's going to. So now you guys are breaking the umbilical and departing, right?
Yes.
Mutually happy with the arrangement, everybody?
No.
No.
I mean, now. Yeah. I mean, I'm not happy about having to give up a DNA set.
No, of course not. Now, as the ships are parting, however, there's one roll, however, that needs to be made.
Yeah, happy about this is a stretch.
Mr. Black gets to make a notice roll. To see if he realizes. Actually, it'd probably be.
It'd be more like a science roll or something.
I hope those raises. This is where those raises help us out, I bet.
Yeah, that's a good point. Probably more like a science. Or a healing. They probably have a medical personal staff that probably does that. That is not a wild card. So the Tenuklava, so that probably works out better for you, actually. So we're just gonna say it's probably like a non-wild card with like a D8 healing, probably.
Unless he's gonna use the psychic powers to count all the midichlorians or whatever.
So here we go. -2 though. Should have applied to that. I don't know why I didn't. GM's gonna spend it me though. Cause I got him. Might as well. Look at that. GM spent his Benny.
But it's a -2, right?
Yep, -2. I still get a 6 though. All right, so I got a success, which means he realizes that it's been manipulated.
Did
How
we
does
have
that work
multiple
with the
raises
two
on that? Or?
successes?
Sorry?
Oh no, I guess it was one raise on it. Since
Yeah.
he had
Yeah,
one
he had
raise
one
on it,
raise.
how does that work when you have kind of opposing rolls?
So, so the way it works is it's kind of like in the case of this case where it's not really an opposed roll, right? It's not an opposed roll because it's more like a
Okay.
spell casting roll. It's like you're setting up a roll that's going to set up in the future. Like how you don't make
Okay.
opposed rolls when you're spell casting, you're just setting up a roll in the future, and he has to make a target number roll against it in the
Okay.
future. Does that make sense?
No,
So,
I see. Kind of like the support stuff, just in reverse as far as the
yeah,
numbers go.
pretty much.
Okay.
Well, it's like breaking out of an entanglement, right? He's not making the resistance roll against your spell casting. He's just making the entangle roll at a -2. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So, otherwise, we might have to look back 3 sessions later when he examined it, and we couldn't remember what his roll was. So,
Okay.
yeah. But anyways, so he succeeded in figuring out that it was. So this is what happens. So they come over the comm. So you see Mr. Black's face come up over the communication on the comm link, right? And he says, "Spencer." And this is so Clint. While this is all happening, what is your ship doing?
I mean, at this point, because presumably Marco took it back with him, is going to take some time undoing the umbilical cord, getting ready to go. Hopefully getting filled in on what happened.
Shit.
I'm assuming by this point,
regardless,
I'm
have to help me
assuming
ready
you've
to
had time because they've and they're analyzing the DNA, right? So like, there's been time you've been filled in, right? So, you guys are flying away. Like, what does that look like though? Are you guys nonchalantly flying away? Are you guys booking it? Like, what does that look like?
I'm moving at a decent pace.
Okay.
Accelerating,
So-
getting ready to
Okay.
go.
So Spencer, communication goes off, and Mr. Black's face is there, and he says, "Spencer."
Spencer, it's for you.
Just answer like Black.
I wanted to save you. I wanted to preserve you and your talents. I wanted to bring you under my wing. We worked so well together once. Why does it have to end this way?
I'm my own man. I'm tired of using my gifts to hurt people. And I'm not going to serve anybody else. Cut the feed.
The AI core on the ship notifies you. It says, "Mr. Burl, there is a ship that is locking onto us at the moment."
All right. I start boosting out of there. Do whatever evasiveness I need to. Arthur, can you handle any ECM?
What was that?
I don't want to get into. They're going to try to hit us with some missiles. You got any ECM? Electronic counterattacks?
I have been meaning to make some. Maybe I'll make some now. They've been on my list. I just keep forgetting.
Your ship is
can
not
I-
equipped. Your ship is not equipped with an electronic countermeasure system. Sucks to be
To
you.
point defense?
You guys do have a point defense system on your ship, so Okay, so
Somebody ought to get that spooling up.
yes. Okay, let me pull some stuff up. Okay, so we're gonna do
Great.
some. Yeah, like that. You can just make that in flight. Yeah, electronic countermeasure system. Yeah, like just make that in
Well,
flight.
he was
It'll be
thinking-
okay.
Well, I mean, there was a Benny used, right? And that's what he was doing while they were finishing
Yeah,
those
because
fairs all
that's
day.
how you just make a. Yeah,
Well,
just make a
surely we have like
program.
a bunch of metal scraps we can toss out. I don't know how the targeting system on these.
Well, no.
missiles works.
So you get the MacGyver thing. I'm sure we have like a targeting comm laser for tight beam communications. You just have to aim it right in the right spot on the missile to disorient it and mess with its.
Sounds like something we could cook up in 2 minutes.
Here's a piece of gum and a paperclip. Make it so.
It is called
Make
MacGyver.
it so.
so.
Make it so. It is called MacGyver. That is right. It is called MacGyver. Okay, so all right, so let's clearing away stuff. Bring it up. Oh, that was huge. That was huge, Matt. Okay. Bringing up a new map. Okay, so we're not going to get embroiled in a long, drawn-out fight. We'll just probably have Aston will probably come into a middle of a fight. Well, next session. Because I told everybody this would be a shorter session. But this will be... So what we're going to have is we're going to have probably a knockdown drag-out next session. So what you guys have a situation of is a situation where you guys tried to basically trick someone upon exit, and you guys are. I'm assuming you're wanting to get away is your main goal, right? So we'll probably use the chase rules more than anything, as opposed to the combat rules, unless you want to burn all your alpha missiles, right?
That's a quick question, Spencer. Is it worth the cost in missiles and potential death to stop Black here now?
Shit.
This is your bad.
Yes. Yeah, we can always get more missiles. This guy 100% is going to kill a ton of people. With that said, we only have one shot. If that ship takes too much damage, they're taking off. He's not going to jeopardize his life.
All right.
If he gets the impression that he could die, he's going to.
But his ship is bigger than yours and more well equipped than yours. So
it is.
I roll the Griffin over and start boosting back towards it.
Okie dokie. All
We
right.
may want to double up on those front shields. We have shields, right?
No, you don't have shields. This is not that kind
Boosting
of sci-fi
shields.
game.
Boosting forward
Okay,
shields.
can we make some shields?
No, this is not that kind of sci-fi game. No. This is not that kind of sci-fi game. No.
You know, maybe we could drop. This is my go-to. We could drop a giant EMP device next to their ship as we fly past.
Like an EMP bomb.
Or
Hey,
throw it out behind us, trail
Hey,
behind us.
I need
actually-
to make an EMP bomb. That would be a good idea. Like as far as space.
How
ship
long would it
equipment.
take you to rig up some limpet mines to drop out the cargo bay?
What can the drone do at this point? Can we just strap a missile to the drone?
You want to get rid of the drone you just got back?
Well, apparently you're gonna get all the
depends.
missiles too.
Hmm.
So is that it? TPK next session?
Hey, don't forget, we have an
It doesn't have to
unconscious
be, but you're the one who said
child.
turning the ship around and flying into them. So
Oh.
okay, so
Clint's got a bone to pick with these guys. They mistreated him.
It's the
apparently
pufferfish.
okay. So
Pufferfish
yeah, so you
defense.
turn the ship
Just look
around.
bigger
and
than
you
you
see
are.
a ship equipped with an auto cannons, a slug cannon, and alpha missile launchers, and yeah. So I wasn't. I'm going to be honest. This was going to be a shorter session, and I wasn't prepared for a space combat against the ship. So we're probably going to recall it here. I mean, this is a little earlier than planned, and so, but I'm not going to like just wing it on a space combat that can kill you all. So give me time to prepare it. So thank you everyone for joining us. I know this is much earlier than we normally quit, but I think it's probably better for everyone if we do that. So
I would just like to remind you, you spent a lot of last session or two telling us how we're super powerful and shouldn't be scared of all the mooks. So we're just taking what you
You're
said
right.
to heart.
You're right. You are totally right.
We are the heroes.
You are totally
Okay,
right.
so
I would like to do
You
something.
just didn't do it in the
before
scene
we
I thought you were going to
end.
do it, and I thought you were going to do it in the other scene.
yeah.
I'd like to play an
Parlay.
adventure card.
Why did you wait to play it until you turned around all guns blazing?
Because now I have 30 seconds to boost Dorsum.
All characters cease fighting and listen to hero speak for at least 30 seconds. Others may only take defensive actions during this time. Okay, so it doesn't okay.
Buys us time.
Oh, okay, sweet. Okay, so who's doing that?
No, if things had
doing
gone
talking?
bad in the ship, I would have done that. I mean, I'll sit there and talk. It's my card.
Okay, so you're turning around the ship and you're spinning around to and you see this ship locking onto you, right? And you guys can't use your telescoping sensors, telescoping array to see what weapons they're locking onto you with, but it's not good. But so you just open up communication with them and try to start a dialogue. So you see Marco's face pop on the screen, and he's yelling at the camera as soon as it comes on. He's already shouting. And he's like, "I'm gonna blow your ship away! What do you want? Do you want to see my face before you burn in hell?"
Well, I'd rather take it in the face than up the ass. So we get close and have this dance.
What?
Well, yeah, no, you started targeting us as we were leaving. I thought we had a good deal. We both happy. You got money, we got the body. You guys got some blood. I don't know what that's about.
He looks
But
at
you're
the other. He
targeting
looks
us
at the
and
other
betraying us.
wraith and just kind of confused and just.
Look, drop all your targeting. We'll just keep flying off and away. Lock onto us. I'm going to keep coming at you. I thought we had a good rapport. We worked it out. We're going to come back to you for more business, but apparently you guys just going to double cross us and shoot us in the butt.
You're the ones who double crossed us.
How do we double cross you? I gave you the money. That was the deal. $100,000 for a kid's body. We got the body. We're happy. You got the money. You should have been happy.
Spencer did not deliver the DNA.
He did. If he didn't use it fast enough, that's not his fault now, is it?
The feed gets cut off. All right, but what were the rest of you doing during the parlay? Character with this arcane background may cast any power available in their setting, regardless of rank. Okay, so you're giving that to Spencer?
Spencer.
Okay, sweet.
Oh, nice. Like it. Oh, God.
Okay, so we'll say you have that at the beginning of the next session.
Okay, because I was going to say, I've got a ton of homework to do. Any power. Holy shit balls. Because I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay. The best thing that could happen to us right now, Benny's refresh, and we get some awesome adventure cards next game.
That's true. Okay.
Yeah, because that's the only reason it's you got to end it now.
But what is
Because
Arthur
if I-
doing for 30 seconds? What is he doing with his 30 seconds?
Um,
This is a lot of time to scramble around the ship and prepare for a space fight.
30 seconds is?
Yeah.
Okay. He is.
I mean, boosting computer systems. I mean,
Yeah. With a piloting skill, can the pilot actually dodge, like missiles,
Yeah,
or
so
I don't remember how.
Okay, so yeah, the way piloting works is so like the pilot chooses like certain kinds of actions, the maneuvering actions to do each turn, and
Okay.
so he'll essentially like choose to evade and stuff each turn, right? In
Okay.
in a chase he does essentially the same kind of thing, but let me make sure it works the same. I mean, I guess it works kind of differently if he's running headlong at them, but
Right.
but like I mean, I think that essentially the same rules apply. But yeah, you can evade missiles. Evading missiles essentially is essentially you making pilot rolls to try to uh, basically make the difficulty for them to lock on harder. But yeah,
My thought
that
was
is part
to
of it.
tweak systems to optimize his piloting ability so that he would essentially get like benefits to his piloting advantage,
Okay.
whatever, +2 or something.
Well, +2 is pretty big. Well, one thing you can do is like you can do like a support roll for piloting, right?
Okay.
That's one thing you can
Yeah.
do.
I don't have piloting.
You can use a MacGyver roll though, real quick, to like think of something. Well, you don't have to always support with piloting. You can support with say electronics,
Okay.
or something like that, Or if you can make up the reason why you're using that skill, then you can use it.
Yeah.
But I will pull up the rule section on vehicles.
Now, I saw something interesting.
Yeah.
In the Griffin Explorer, can we read the ship bridge and it talks about the piloting? Apparently, it has something in there about neural links, and if a pilot makes a neural link directly into the ship, they gain bonuses.
Ah.
So I don't know if we want to fuck with it, but conceivably, you get that doohickey in the back of my head.
Yeah.
Although flying
where is
directly
that at
into
now
a
again?
missile- A ship bridge under the Griffin Explorer. I don't know if it's actually applying. I'm just going off of what I was reading there. Maybe I can.
Talking about in the story entry.
Yeah, good library, and then on the companion it says Griffin Explorer. So when you click on that one, and it opens up all the separate compartments and everything.
There? Or is it the
No
vehicle entry?
Oh no! When
Or
I
is it
click
that one?
library,
Oh, I think I just took it off your sheet. Sorry. My
I
bad.
wish it would let me share it, but I don't own it, so I can't share it.
I think I just took away your vehicle. My bad. Excuse me.
Can you read this off of my thing, or is that way too small?
Let me go over that screen. Y'all even see anything?
That is so small.
It's not. Yeah, I don't know
And
if I can.
The quality
Blow it
is
up at
not
all.
great.
All right. I wish it would let me zoom in. Sorry.
You just you show it to drop a screen share in the Discord or something after we're done.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, so just think about what you can do maybe with MacGyver and for the next session.
Yeah.
So, all right, so we're gonna wrap here. Thank you everyone for joining us. Pretty excited for the next session. We haven't done a space combat in a while, and yeah, it would just totally mess up the cameras. Angry Mob. We're gonna handle that in Discord after this is over. He can drop it in general chat, actually, so other people can see. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We're really excited about next session. It's been a while since we did some space combat. Give Clint a chance to show what he can do. Space combat actually isn't that bad. It's pretty cool. It's actually a lot easier and a lot smoother in this game than it is in a lot of sci-fi games. So it seems scary at first, but it's not that bad. So But anyways, we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you everyone for joining us. Don't forget you can join us over on Discord. That's a pretty cool place. You can also don't forget on Friday nights we do our Conan game, which is this Friday night, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's a new one we're doing. It's pretty awesome. We had a lot of fun last time. Conan 2D20. That was a blast. Oh man, the combat's exciting in that one. Oh man. But anyways, yeah, so join us for that this Friday night. And all right, so we're going to wrap up here. Thank you for joining us. Bye.
All right. Have a good night.